Okay, guys, I want to sincerely apologize to all of you that watched the previous video because unfortunately I was muted. There was some technical issues on my end. I want to sincerely apologize for everybody that tuned in. So now let's try this again. Take two. I hope everybody is having a wonderful Tuesday morning wherever you guys are watching this from. And now we have a severe weather potential during the day and into the overnight hours tomorrow night. All right. And so, as you can see, there is a good portion of Tennessee, Alabama, Mississippi, a little bit of Arkansas, and a little bit of Louisiana that is under this risk. Now, here is the issue that we have. The Storm Prediction Center may increase the risk area to an enhanced risk across a good portion of central Mississippi and into western Alabama as we move into the nighttime hours and into the day tomorrow because of how well the models are coming together with the strength of this system. Now, what I would like to do for you guys is go region by region and show you the potential outbreak or the potential risk areas from Memphis, Jackson, and then, of course, the New Orleans metro area down there. And then eventually I will get over to the great state of Alabama. So we're going to start down here, basically in the heart of the Mississippi area. And basically, if you are along the 82 corridor, Cleveland to Eupora to Starkville to Columbus, if you are along the 55 corridor, which goes from Memphis down to Jackson, if you are in the Delta of Mississippi, which includes Greenville and Vicksburg, or if you were in the Pine Belt area, Brookhaven to McGee to Laurel to Hattiesburg, severe storms are possible and tornadoes cannot be ruled out with this potential system. And like I said, by the time we reach this evening or overnight tonight, when they issue the day one, they very well could put an enhanced risk across a portion of central Mississippi. All right, so that is what's going to happen in central Mississippi area. Now, let's go a little bit further off to the north and show you what is going on across all of the mid south. And this is the exact area across Tennessee, North Mississippi, and then southeast Arkansas. And this includes Jonesboro, Arkansas. This includes Dyersburg, Tennessee, Jackson, Tennessee, the Memphis metro area, Oxford, the home of the Ole Miss Rebel Land Sharks, whatever they want to call themselves, Indianola, Mississippi, Tupelo, Mississippi, Tunica, Mississippi. You guys are underneath a slight risk for the potential of Wednesday afternoon through Wednesday night for the potential of damaging straight line winds, large hail, a couple of tornadoes possible, and locally heavy rainfall is also possible because of the soupy, wet spring-like atmosphere that we have out there right now. Dew points are in the 60s and lower 70s in spots. So we're definitely going to have to keep our eye on a secondary threat of flooding, especially if you live in a flood-prone area. All right, so let's go downhill here to the other part of the state, and go down here to the Macomb, Mississippi area, go down here to the coast of Mississippi and Louisiana. Now, as you can see, the New Orleans metro area, Baton Rouge, Hammond, Slidell, New Orleans, Huma, and Biloxi, Gulfport, Pascagoula, you guys for this event are underneath a marginal risk, which is isolated severe storms are possible. However, if you are along and north of I 10 to I 12 in southwest Mississippi, which includes Macomb, Brookhaven, Columbia, Hattiesburg, and Laurel, Purvis, Lumberton, and Leakesville, you guys are underneath the slight risk, which includes scattered severe thunderstorms possible. And as you can see, damaging winds, a medium threat, isolated tornadoes, a medium threat, large hail is a medium threat, and flooding rain is on the lower side the further south you go towards the New Orleans area, and of course, all of South Louisiana, and of course, the coastal areas of Mississippi. Now, I do want to go over to the National Weather Service in Huntsville because they have a good graphic here for you guys. Have multiple ways to get warnings in any event of severe weather from your internet, your local TV and radio, outdoor sirens. Now, there's a debate on that, whether they're good or not. From your family, friends, or coworkers, the NOAA Weather Radio is a wonderful app and wonderful thing to have. And then, of course, wireless emergency alerts and weather apps on your cell phone. And always remember, folks, to turn off your do not disturb, especially if we have an overnight event. Now, here is another wonderful bullet point and graphic right here. And this is not only for the Alabama area, this checklist is for every single solitary state in the United States that deals with tornadoes. Nighttime severe weather, overnight tornadoes are 2 times more likely to cause a fatality because they can and often do hit your house or hit your area while people are asleep. So, here's what you can do to limit the possibility of you being injured or harmed by a tornado at night. Make a plan with your family and prepare the night before. Plug in and test all weather radios, put in fresh batteries. Once again, big key here, turn off do not disturb on your cell phone. Make sure in your safe place you have a pair of sturdy socks and shoes in your storm shelter or your bathroom or an interior closet, wherever you guys are going to take shelter, plus an extra set of clothes in the event that your house or your neighbor's house are hit by a tornado. And remember, a big key is to check the forecast before you go to bed. Now, I also want to mention, let's go back over here to a larger view area. And this is key. What, for whatever reason, and no, this is not a knock on this right here. There's no judgment here, but I have to say that a good portion of the homes in the deep south, Mississippi, Alabama, Arkansas, Louisiana, Georgia, Tennessee, is a manufactured mobile home. Guys, a mobile home is a death trap when you have a tornado coming towards your area, and especially if it comes and hits your mobile home. Even an EF0 to an EF1 with winds of 100 miles per hour can flip a mobile home if it's not secured correctly. With that being said, today, tonight, you need to prepare to leave your mobile home in the event that a tornado watch or a tornado warning is issued. So, go on ahead and have a plan ready to go if you live in a mobile home. So, here's the deal: call your friend, call your neighbors, call your family members, and go, hey, if I'm under a tornado warning, can I come to your house, a sturdy house, a frame built house, and seek shelter in the event that my mobile home is in the path of a tornado? Or call up your friends if you live in a rural area and your neighbors and say, hey, if we go under a tornado warning, I'm in a mobile home. Can I please come right down the road and come into your storm shelter with you guys? That is a priority that you must do today and tonight to have a plan in place if you live in a mobile home. And once again, right down here, overnight tornadoes are 2 times more likely to cause a fatality. Number one, because you can't see them and you can't hear them until it's too late. If you wait until you can actually hear the tornado, it is too late. It is going to touch down and be close to you within a matter of minutes or seconds. That's why you must get out of a mobile home, folks, regardless of where you are across the Southeast. If you guys are in the yellow shaded area right here. Now, another question that everybody has: is this event is any event going to be as bad as April 27th, 2011? Here's what I would like to say about that. On a regional level, no. On a basically a small area or a medium-sized area, no. However, let me also say this: a few tornadoes are possible tomorrow and tomorrow night. Now, if a tornado comes over your town, your road, your neighborhood, or hits your house, ladies and gentlemen, that is your April 27th, because you now have damage to your property and your home. That is why we got to get out of the notion of, was this one going to be like April 27th? Because, like I said, one tornado, all it takes is one coming down your road, coming down your house, coming over your neighborhood, or coming over your town, hitting your house, is your April 27th. So, that's why we must prepare for every event like it's a serious event, because there's obviously the possibility of a few tornadoes that could impact your area. So that's why we're here providing severe weather coverage and letting you guys know that there is the possibility of tornadoes, because you need to prepare, just like if it's a lower end threat or if it's like an April 27th type event, because you do not want to be the victim of a tornado because you did not have a plan in place during a tornado watch or a tornado warning or a severe weather event. Now, like I said, and I know I'm repeating myself, but I want you guys to get this. Is this going to be anything like April 27th on a grand stage? No. On a regional level? No. But as it always says, whenever you have a few tornadoes possible, you got to prepare, because it may be that your house gets struck by a tornado. Now, we hope that's not the case, but you always need to prepare for the worst and pray and hope for the best. So that is why we always do these videos. Now, tomorrow very well could be what we like to call a bust in the weather community, and we don't see anything because the atmosphere and the systems are always evolving, and there's a lot of stuff, even though it is a science, there is a lot of stuff that we still don't know about these severe weather events. That's why we are studying them. That's why we are learning about them, to help you guys understand what's happening. But anytime that the Weather Service and the Storm Prediction Center says tornadoes and damaging straight line winds, regardless if it's a big threat or not, we have to warn the public. Now, we hope that tomorrow will be nothing, because we don't want loss of life and damage and property to be hurt. However, we have to prepare you guys, whether it's a small event or a large event. We have to prepare you guys the same way. So there's a lot of uncertainties about tomorrow. However, you guys need to, and I urge you to continue to check back with us and other meteorologists and other places where you get your warnings in the event that we do have an upgrade to an enhanced risk across a small portion of Mississippi and into West Alabama coming into the evening tonight and tomorrow. So that is a situation that we have ongoing. I apologize for the soapbox here, but I do want you guys to prepare the best way that you know how to prepare. Now, I know that I've been on here rambling for a little while. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to stop sharing this, and I am going to take a few questions, or any questions that you guys might have. Okay, for the people that are asking, when is this coming? It is actually going to come Wednesday into Wednesday night. I also need to mention to you guys, where is it? That we have another more significant threat of severe weather across a larger portion of the area across the southeast here in the Saturday and Sunday time frame. And this one is looking more significant as of right now. However, I want to focus more on the one tomorrow before we dive into the one that is coming up in the days ahead. So we're going to take them one at a time. I do not want to downplay the one tomorrow like some are doing in the weather industry and the weather community, because I do see that there are a couple of parameters that could really make this one a pretty significant one tomorrow. Now, the reason that we don't have a higher risk right now is simply because there are a couple of uncertainties left with the models. There are a couple of models that say that the afternoon thunderstorms tomorrow, the supercell ones with the potential for greater tornadoes, will not develop because of a lid and a cap on the atmosphere. And what that means is, like, you have a pot of boiling water and you put the lid on top of it, the steam can't go above the lid. And so all of the storms and showers cannot break that cap. However, there are a couple of models that show that they can break the cap. And that's why, if they do break the cap tomorrow, that this is going to be a more significant threat of tornadoes tomorrow. That is why the Weather Service and the Storm Prediction Center is holding off right now on an enhanced risk until we get a better model consistency by the time we get into the day tomorrow. And we should know as we get into the afternoon and the evening hours tonight whether or not we're going to have supercell thunderstorms ahead of the main line, or if this is going to be a main line event. Now, if it's a main line event, this is basically going to be a straight line wind event with a couple of spin up small tornadoes within the line. However, if we do have storms that are able to break the cap ahead of the main line tomorrow afternoon and tomorrow evening, that will be the greater threat of tornadoes possible. So, as always, it is a ever evolving situation with the weather. That is why we preach, 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 and preach. Please continue to check back with us. And as you can see, every single Weather Service office graphic has, please keep checking back with the latest weather information, because this can and will change every hour, every few minutes, and then, of course, when we get into the day tomorrow, every second. So, right now, we have a slight risk in place, but we could have an upgrade by the time we get into tomorrow. Now, I intend to do another update for you guys this evening, and then severe weather coverage as needed as we get into the day tomorrow. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to sign off for my friends in Mississippi, and from Alabama, I'm going to give you guys a breakdown of what is going to happen here in just a second. So, everybody in Mississippi, I hope that you guys have a great rest of your day. Have a wonderful, wonderful afternoon and evening. We have nothing to worry about today other than a couple of showers to deal with. And so I will see you guys later on this afternoon and this evening for another update on this always changing severe weather potential. All right, guys, for my friends here in the great state of Alabama, I hope everybody is doing well today at 11:11 a.m. And I wanted to do a quick little video and show you guys. I'm going back over here to make sure that you guys can hear me. And so we currently have a slight risk of severe weather in place for a good portion of Mississippi and Alabama and northern or all of Tennessee. And you can see that there is a 2 out of 3 confidence here with scattered wind gusts, damaging wind gusts, a few tornadoes, and scattered hail reports possible. Now, this is going to be a Wednesday afternoon and Wednesday evening threat. And so that is why we wanted to do a quick little video and show you guys what is happening right here in the great state of Alabama. Now, there is the possibility of a few tornadoes, like I said, and there's also the possibility of an enhanced risk being added for a portion of Mississippi and Alabama. And this would possibly include the Tuscaloosa area, the Demopolis area, and points off to the southwest. And I apologize, I had to wet my whistle because I was getting dry. All right, so here's what we have for the northern portions of Alabama, and this is basically for all of North Alabama and southern Middle Tennessee. All right, so here's what we've got going on. There is a slight risk of severe storms, and this comes from the National Weather Service in Huntsville. This is a 2 out of 5 confidence. This is from Wednesday evening through early Thursday morning. Severe storms are possible ahead of and along a cold front. Damaging winds, heavy rainfall, a few tornadoes, and damaging hail is possible anytime from Florence all the way over to Scottsboro and Rainsville between Wednesday evening through all of through early Thursday morning. Now, if you are in the state of Alabama, regardless of where you are, have multiple ways of getting warnings. Now, here are the areas where you can get weather information. Your local and TV and radio. The internet, like us. Turn off Do Not Disturb on your cell phone. Wireless emergency alerts and weather apps will update you guys in the event that we do have severe weather overnight. A NOAA weather radio. And also, from your family, friends, and coworkers, you can also get severe weather information. Now, with this being an overnight event in Alabama from Wednesday evening through early Thursday morning, overnight tornadoes and severe weather has a 2 times more likely to cause a fatality because people are sleeping and ignoring it. Here is a checklist that you guys need to cover and do the day before so that you guys will know what is going on. Make a plan with your family and prepare the night before a severe weather event. Plug in and test your weather radios and put in fresh batteries. Turn off the Do Not Disturb on your cell phone. Make sure in the unfortunate event that your house or place of residence is struck, make sure to have a pair of sturdy shoes and socks in your shelter, plus an extra set of clothes. And remember, this is key. Check the forecast before you go to bed, Alabama. So that is the situation that we have right now, and that is your nighttime severe weather plan. Now, let's go to the opposite end of the state and talk about South Alabama. Isolated severe storms are possible across a good portion of South Alabama. Now, if you are northwest of a line from Camden to Grove Hill to Butler, Alabama, you guys are in the slight risk area. If you are southeast of that, basically along the I-10 corridor and the I-65 corridor south of Greenville, you guys have the threat of a lesser threat of seeing severe weather, but it is non-zero. Now, what can you expect from this area if you are across the inland parts of southeast Mississippi and southwest Alabama? Damaging wind is the primary threat. However, isolated tornadoes are possible late Wednesday morning through the early evening hours. And this is the time that this is going to be the severe weather potential for the South Alabama area. And the greatest threat is going to be from Camden to Grove Hill to basically Butler and Choctaw County and points off towards the north and the west. All right, so if you were down here in the Mobile area, the Bruton area, the Burnt Corn, the Greenville area, or the Andalusia, Alabama area, Gulf Shores, Orange Beach, you guys are in the lower end threat, but a non-zero threat of seeing isolated severe weather. Now, let's go to the portion right now that is across a good portion of Alabama. And as you can see, from the Montgomery metro area down to a point near, like I said, Linden, Demopolis, all of Choctaw, all of Clark County, all of those areas, and points off to the northwest. Basically, if you are in the yellow shaded area, you guys have a severe weather potential Wednesday afternoon into Wednesday evening. And the primary threats with the system will be damaging winds in excess of 60 and heavy rainfall. However, there is the outside chance of seeing severe weather and the possibility of tornadoes. So that is the situation that we have ongoing. Now, for today, for a good portion of Alabama, mostly cloudy skies with rain showers moving in from the southwest. The best chance of rain will be across the north and the west. There is a slight chance of thunderstorms south this afternoon, but we do not expect any severe weather. Now, for tonight, there is a increasing threat of occasional rain showers and thunderstorms, with the best chance being across the northwestern 2/3 of central Alabama, basically in the darker green area from Demopolis all the way up to Gadsden, Anniston, and Cherokee County. And then, of course, tomorrow we have a mostly cloudy sky, some showers and thunderstorms developing. A few storms may be strong to severe by the afternoon with heavy rainfall at times. Now, notice it is December the 28th. And tomorrow, Demopolis 79, Tuscaloosa 77, Montgomery 79, Gadsden 75, Birmingham 75. These are literally springtime temperatures here in Alabama in December. That always has an issue and throws us a red flag because of how nasty and how hot and soupy the temperatures are outside. So this is very uncommon weather for late December here in Alabama, and that is the reason that we could have severe weather and tornadoes possible during the day tomorrow. And this is going to be in the afternoon and the evening hours as these lines of storms move on through the area. Now, I want to also say one thing. Let me go back over here. There's a couple of things I do want to say to all of the people watching in Alabama. Number one, there is possibly a good potential that a small portion of Alabama, like I said, could be added underneath the enhanced risk right down here, which is a 30% chance of seeing severe weather tomorrow. And this would probably be from the areas of Tuscaloosa and points off to the south and to the west, basically in southwest Alabama and west Alabama. Now, here's some things you need to know. The reason that the Storm Prediction Center has not posted an enhanced risk yet is because there are a couple of uncertainties left with this system. Now, a couple of the models are showing that there's going to be a lid on the atmosphere. Basically, think about you putting a boiling pot on the water, on boiling water on the stove. You notice how all the steam gets up and evaporates and gets out of it? Well, what happens when you put the lid on? It can't escape. Same thing happens with the atmosphere. If there is a cap in place, the showers will develop, but they can't break the cap. And on top of the cap is all of the ingredients that you need for severe weather. But if they can't break the cap, then there can't be severe weather and isolated storms out ahead of the main line. If that's the case, then this is going to be more of a straight line wind and heavy rain threat with a few isolated tornadoes within the main line. However, there are a few models out there that do show that the storms can overcome the cap, break the cap, and if that's the case, then we have a much stronger area of seeing isolated to scattered tornadoes across Mississippi and Alabama tomorrow. So that is why they've kept it at a slight risk right now and will reevaluate later on this afternoon and this evening for the potential of an upgrade to a enhanced risk across a portion of Alabama. So that is the situation that we have ongoing. Now, I want to also mention that for whatever reason, and there's no judgment here, like I've said before, and I've said it again, there's no judgment here. But the majority of homes and where people live in the state of Alabama, for whatever reason, is a manufactured home and a mobile home. Okay, no judgment there. However, I do want to say this. Mobile homes are a death trap in tornadoes. I don't care if you have a tornado with winds of 85 miles per hour. Your mobile home can be flipped by a tornado. And it only gets worse the bigger the tornado gets. That is why I am urging you guys, if you live in a mobile home in the state of Alabama, this afternoon, tonight, or early in the morning, you need to call your friends, you need to call your neighbors, or call your loved ones and say, hey, there is a threat of severe weather. In the event that my house or my area, which is in a mobile home, comes under a tornado warning, can I please come take shelter in your sturdy, site-built home? Or if you live in a rural area, call your neighbor or call your friends down the road and say, hey, you guys have a storm shelter. In the event that a tornado comes or is really close to my area, can I come get in the storm shelter with you guys? Because you have to leave a mobile home in the event of a tornado because it can injure you severely and it can also cause fatalities in the great state of Alabama because they are death traps because they can be picked up and lofted by tornadoes, shredded apart, and dropped a long way away from the actual area where the tornadoes, where your house literally was. All right, so make sure if you're in a mobile home and a tornado watch or a tornado warning is issued, you make sure that you have a place to go in the event that of a tornado warning tomorrow because you've got to get out of it. Also, cars are not a good area either to be in. Cars and mobile homes are both death traps in a tornado system. So make sure you get out of a mobile home and make sure that you get out of a car and no driving during a tornado warning. Pull over, go into a convenience store or a restaurant like a McDonald's or a Burger King. They will no doubt let you in and to take shelter until the tornado has passed. So, guys, that's pretty much all I've got here. Basically, tomorrow afternoon and evening, there is the potential for severe weather across a good portion of Alabama. However, I would also like to caution you that once again, there are a lot of uncertainties still regarding this severe weather potential. So you guys are definitely going to want to check back with all of us. And in the event that we do have a tornado warning, we will be here right here on social media, providing you guys with severe weather coverage. And I also wanted to show you this again. Right here, it says turn off the do not disturb tomorrow night on your cell phones, and emergency alerts and weather apps with wireless devices can and often will be provided for you guys. Now, with that in mind, the Alabama Stormtroopers now has a Zillow app that will provide you with an actual warning system on your device. And I hope you guys can hear this, but I am going to play a small clip of what you will be able to hear in the event that a tornado warning or a severe thunderstorm warning is issued for your area.
The National Weather Service. The National Weather Service in Birmingham has issued, strong thunderstorms will impact portions of Autauga County through 2:30 p.m. CDT.
And the actual warning will be played for you guys if you download the Zillow app for us with us, and it will alert you for all of the counties that live in Alabama. We have warnings that come from the National Weather Service in Huntsville. If you live in the Tennessee Valley, it will alert you. If you live in Tuscaloosa, Birmingham, if you live in Gadsden, Anniston, it will alert you from the National Weather Service. In Birmingham, it will also alert you from the National Weather Service down in Mobile if you live in South Alabama, or for our friends down in the Dothan area, they will alert you from the National Weather Service in Tallahassee. So make sure you go right now and you download the Zillow app and look for Alabama Stormtroopers so that we can continue to help you stay ahead of the storm and know how to and where to go in the event that a tornado warning is issued, and help us help you save more lives. So once again, this is a free app for Apple iPhones and Samsungs. If you have a smartphone, this is the app for you guys to use in the event that you want warnings read to you on a daily or a event by event basis across the great state of Alabama. So guys, that's pretty much all that I have. I hope that everybody has a wonderful rest of the day. And once again, we will be providing severe weather coverage for you guys. I intend to do another severe weather update for you guys this evening, and then of course in the morning. And as always, if a tornado warning is issued for any portion of the state of Alabama, I will be right back here doing severe weather coverage for you guys here in Alabama. Hope you guys have a great rest of your Tuesday afternoon, Tuesday evening, and keep checking back with the Zillow app. Keep checking back on Facebook, or also keep checking back on Twitter for the latest weather information. Alabama Stormtroopers and the Stormtrooper Network are here to help you guys out in the event that we have severe weather tomorrow afternoon and tomorrow night. I will see you guys later on this evening. Have a wonderful day. And as always, from all of us here at the Alabama Stormtroopers and the Stormtrooper Network, stay safe out there today. We are not going to have any issues with tornadoes or severe weather today, and it's going to be into the day tomorrow. God bless.